Hey everybody, welcome back to Blue Collar Whiskey Drinkers. I'm Cody,
I'm Robbie.
and on this episode, we're going to be reviewing Duke Bourbon, everybody. So,
Yeah,
got a
right
bit
there.
of glare on my screen. It's hard to see, but it's a white label. So this
Yeah,
is their entry level bottle of Duke, and a little bit about the bottle, everybody. It's 44% alcohol, so 88 proof. It's also about 30 to about, well, probably the high range is like 36 to 40 in that range. It might be even a little bit higher. Like on their website, it says 50, but I've
yeah,
never seen it for 50, everybody. I've always seen it for more like 36 to 40 range.
yeah,
So it fluctuates quite a bit, everybody. So depending on where you're at in the country or whatever, um, it may differ. But so
yeah.
this is
But like for me, it was 37, like 37.99. But on the back of the bottle, on the little price tag they put on there, they had it for 44.99. But on their label where the bottle was, and whenever it scanned up, it was 37.99 plus tax. So
yeah.
um, yeah,
I,
haven't
I
really seen it any higher. I've seen it at 40 at places, but that's pretty much the highest.
yeah, I got lucky when I bought it. It was on sale. So that's why I bought it. I was like, boom. So everybody, we are going to also kind of cover a little bit. This whiskey has a little bit more than normal whiskeys that we review. They actually have the uh, mash bill on the
Mhm.
website. So it's 75% corn, uh, 13% rye, and 12% barley. Kind of make up the mash bill of this whiskey, and it's also blended. So it's a blended whiskey. It's 5 years aged, stated on it on the bottle
Yeah,
itself, actually. Um, and this is a, the original recipe of what John Wayne, right? Something like
yeah,
that.
the way John Wayne. Um,
So I'll
so
let
let
you
me
kind of take it
read
off
a
from here,
little
man.
bit. Yeah, let me read a little bit off the bottle. It's pretty cool. So if you go to their website, it like Cody was saying, there's a lot of different whiskeys, and it's really easy to use and everything, and it goes into detail and everything like it does on the back of the bottle. So shout out to Duke. I do like how there's information on the bottle, there's information on your website that makes it easy for people to just kind of look it up and learn the history and everything else. So thanks
Yeah.
for that. But it says here John Wayne or the Duke to his family and friends will endure as an American legend, a dedicated craftsman, and a patriot. Duke Bourbon is crafted utilizing John Wayne's love of bold, smooth, full bodied bourbon from a recipe that until now was unknown, created from handwritten notes and bottles preserved over 40 years in the family archives. Duke is distilled in Kentucky the old fashioned way, incorporating the highest quality ingredients aged in charred new American oak barrels. We proudly present an American bourbon that embodies John Wayne's dedication to craftsmanship and quality. So that's pretty cool. And if you
Yeah, it's
know
pretty
anything
cool.
about John Wayne and the Duke,
Hmm.
real famous Western guy, and he was, he, he was
Legendary.
a
It says
legendary.
legendary
But
there. Yeah.
he even, I believe the story goes with John Wayne. He tried to enter the draft or enter the war, uh, but he was deemed too old, kind of thing. But he was wanting to go fight. So you know, I should have looked that up. I meant to before the episode, but I remember watching a thing on John Wayne, just how badass that guy was. And um, yeah, the Duke.
Yeah,
So
the Duke. Um, so it's also a 3.2 category for the blue collar whiskey drinkers based on the price and the
yeah,
proof. So it's kind of a lower proof. Doesn't even um, break 90 proof. It's just below that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour a little bit here.
Yeah, I went ahead and just figured to get it in the bottle, let it start opening up a little
Yeah,
bit more.
definitely.
Actually, I did a
Well,
deep pour tonight. This is my first drink of the night and the
yeah,
weekend and week period. So,
same, same. You know, I do like the bottle. It's kind of like, I like the thick bottom. I also like the cork that it actually says Duke on the cork,
yeah,
the writing.
I
It's
was,
kind of cool. So if you, I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't see it, people, but
yeah,
um, it's got Duke on the actual cork part. It's kind of cool. But this is kind of a generic bottle. A lot of people use this actual shape of, bottle. I'm pretty sure Redwood Empire uses this pretty close shape. And I think even Old Pepper for their bottle and bond uses this shape. Um,
yeah. There's a lot,
it's a nice bottle
but
though.
it is a nice bottle. Like Cody was saying, that's like an inch thick
Yeah,
glass at the bottom
it's
of that thing. Thing is thick.
ooh,
This would actually be a good tall, like a tall boy glass to make out of. Um,
yeah,
Definitely more like cocktail style, but this one would be really cool. All around though, I was looking at their other bottles, just the different labels and everything. I really like the Duke's label that they have. It's kind of straight to the point, but at least each one's different and unique enough to separate them and tell the difference.
yeah, for
So
sure. Um, all right, man. Well, you want to get into the nose on this
yeah, let's do it.
just a little bit?
Not
Ooh,
gonna lie, I smelled it as soon as I poured it, and it has a great smell.
it does have a good smell.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of caramel, some pepper, spice.
I was going to say it's like a pepper spice. I
Hmm.
get the caramel a little bit.
And then
What
it
is that?
also, you get the vanilla, you get a little oak too, but
No,
very
it's
good bourbon. It's
I would.
very
I don't know if you're picking up on this, but it's almost a little cinnamony.
okay.
Like
I can dig that. Yeah, a little cinnamon.
just a little bit
What
on the
about,
nose hairs.
so I saw on the tasting notes that they had in their website, I saw
Yeah.
something about something about nutmeg or like a nutty smell or something. I get a
Let's
little
see.
nutmeg on the smell actually, but I think about it. I don't know if it's just because I read it and now I'm thinking it, but
Yeah, a whiff of nutmeg. That actually
it does
maybe
make
what it
sense a little
is.
bit. Yeah.
It may not be cinnamon then. It may be nutmeg that I'm
Yeah.
thinking of because they kind of have that tingle your nose hair
It has a really
smell.
good smell, everybody. I enjoy it quite a
Yeah.
bit. And it doesn't like burn your nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanna
Yeah.
go ahead and give this a whirl, bro?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers, dude. Okay. It's got a real peppery mouthfeel. Like a like not like hot, but like that lingering
Yeah.
of pepper.
It's kind of has a that spice pepper like you were saying.
Hmm.
But there's also a sweetness to it.
Hmm.
A unique sweetness. What is that? Sweet
Mm,
yet subtle charred oak,
very sweet.
roasted nuts, subtle
It's like a
nose, hints of
and
vanilla.
like a sweet corn. Um,
Yeah.
very
Mid
it's
palate
also
provides some pepper spice, healthy balance, slight hint charred meats, deeply satisfying, robust sweetness combined. It just says robust sweetness, finishing deeply
yeah.
satisfying
I
richness, sweetness, and it's a sweet whiskey that is for sure. I don't know the
Mhm.
exact. I want to say bubblegum, but that's not even quite it either. It's just a
I'm not getting bubblegum, but I'm getting
no. That's what I'm. It's like a sweet I don't know. Bubblegum's not the right one, but
yeah.
it's definitely not
Um,
like a fruit. You
no,
know,
no. Yeah, you're right there. It's not a fruit. It's like maybe a corn, but it's just
I would almost go with like Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely sweet. I'm not going to try to pinpoint it because bubblegum's
Very
not
sweet.
right.
So
It's
even the
not
beginning of the
floral
palate,
or
sweet. The mid palate is I get mid palate is like peppery,
yeah,
and when the finish is peppery, but it transitions to sweet again. At the end there. It's a very pleasant sipper.
it
It's
is.
not hot at all. I mean, the proof is low.
Yeah,
It's not hot. It's
there's a slight warmness to it, but that's it.
yeah,
That's
there is a warmness to it, which it's nice. I'm
yeah,
not saying it's like weak or anything. I'm just saying it's like it's not like well, we've been doing a lot of 100 proofs lately and more.
yeah.
So, but it's enjoyable. It's an enjoyable sip. That's all I have to say, really. I mean,
No,
doesn't
I agree
it's
with
not
you on that.
mind blowing or anything or like super like depth. There's not a lot of depth in the flavor. There's sweet, peppery, a
Yeah,
little bit more sweet at the end, and then a kind of a nice warming mouthfeel, kind of.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would agree with that. I just added water droplets.
Oh, I need to
Um,
do that.
smell
Pour a little bit
smell
more.
wise, I think the sweetness comes through a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this it, the taste we're getting is coming through.
Yeah. All right. Ooh, now it's even yeah, it's more sweet on the nose, but it's
Yeah.
almost like medicinally sweet, like almost like a I'm almost getting like a what's the word?
Cough medicine, sweet.
Yeah, or like what's nail polish? Kind of what is that what do you call
I
that?
don't think it's nail polish.
Like remover, nail polish remover? You know what I'm talking about?
No. Yeah, I get what you. Uh,
It's I think I
if
like it
anything,
better.
it's more of a like the sweet toothpaste smell, like
Mm,
kind of thing. Like whenever toothpaste
yeah.
tries to make it, or like toothpastes are like sweet, and it's kind of that smell that you get because there's still chemicals and
Yeah.
crap in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say almost like a toothpaste esque. I don't know. I wouldn't say nail polish remover. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But you know
I
what
think that stuff is
that's a
harsh.
little that's
Yeah,
a little extreme. Not I didn't mean it in that way, like bad. Like
yeah,
it was like more chemically smelling, I guess. Like
yeah,
I feel like more or less.
yeah. I agree with that. So, all right.
I already dove in, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Huh. Very diluted,
yeah,
very mild. There's a little spice on the back end.
it's a little bitter.
Little,
It's a little more bitter-y on the back end,
it's
huh?
definitely.
Like
I
dry.
drink it without the water droplets.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the water droplets almost it ruined all the flavors we were getting, and it
Mhm.
wasn't like it was so complex before, but I enjoyed those flavors, so I'd rather keep those.
Yeah.
This was
No water, everybody.
became it became smooth, but then it like the spice or like the pepper was it just sits on the back of the tongue. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, totally agree with that. Lower proof whiskeys, water droplets aren't the best with those. So
Yeah, I will definitely say this neat without water droplets, hands down, is a great whiskey.
yeah, it's definitely better that
With
way.
with the water droplets, it's kind of the smell's great. I still like the smell, but the taste is just very diluted. I'm disappointed with the water droplets.
Yeah, and
Not my concern.
I actually liked the excuse me the smell better too without. So
Oh, okay.
um, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a score for neat. I think it's a solid 4. Nothing higher, nothing less. I mean, it
Yeah.
it may be maybe less, but
Um,
depending on the
honestly, I would.
price you get it, I guess. Like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
if you're breaking $40,
I think 4 is perfect because I don't think it's a 4.1,
no.
but I don't think it's down at a 3.9. If if we scored it in water droplets, I'd say that it dropped it down to 3.2, maybe
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot
3.3.
lower. It was
Yeah.
definitely like a 3.
Honestly, maybe down to the twos because I just didn't. I'm not liking this. This is I'm
The
gonna
back
force
end's
myself
not
to
good
drink
with the
it.
water droplets. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, okay.
yeah,
So everybody, a 4 neat score.
yeah.
Don't do it with water droplets. We don't suggest it, but definitely try it. I mean, we didn't
Yeah.
like it, but you might. Um,
I was gonna
so
say, a little worried about on the rocks now. Wondering if that's just gonna ruin
yeah,
it.
it might,
So,
but we got to do
but
it.
yeah, we got to do it. So you guys know we are obviously tonight's neat and Coke,
Yep.
and then we're gonna finish it off with on the rocks, and we're actually gonna do the John Wayne Old Fashioned that's on their website. So we're not gonna do our traditional Old Fashioned. We may do it another time, but for this episode for the Duke, we're gonna do the John Wayne Old Fashioned. So
Yeah. 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 I think that's the way to go with this one.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I agree.
that seems. I like the recipe too. It's not super different, but it's cool.
Yep,
Um, all right, everybody. Well, we're going to go ahead and pour our whiskeys and Coke. So
yep.
we'll be back.
Be right back. All right, everybody, we're back with our Duke with Coke here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
hey, cheers, man.
Cheers, bro.
I knew that sweetness was going to come through.
Yeah.
I knew that sweetness was going to come through on the Coke.
I hope you guys can see that, but I picked this glass because there's a in John Wayne's fate. For John Wayne right there, it's a rider being bucked right there in the middle of that.
Nice.
Kind of cool. This is one I hand cut.
Yeah. No, I like that one. I almost did the Legion, but I figured I'd need a little taller. I did one of my
Yeah,
cold
for
glasses.
sure.
So,
Um, very sweet through the Coke.
yeah.
Um,
On the second sip, I got a little bit more of that pepper and spice, but
yep.
still sweet. Leaves a good flavor on the lips. And it's not like the sweetness from the Coke either. It's definitely the sweetness from the Coke or from the whiskey came through. It's pretty cool. So,
Yes, it's definitely making the intensifying the sweetness, and it's from the
mhm,
whiskey though.
mhm, exactly. And Cody and I are using both of us Mexican Cokes. Um, that'll probably be our go-to moving forward. Just primarily
We try
the
to most of the time.
yeah. But we found out that the other glass bottles that are sold at Walmart and everything, the smaller ones, are still used. They use the high fructose corn syrup. So we're a little bummed out about that. And for the longest time, we were using cans. But um, gosh, we tried the Mexican Coke a couple of years ago, and it was like, holy crap, there's a huge difference. It tastes so much better.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think it's I think a little bit mental too.
yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel like it
but
just sits better
it
on my stomach. Everything.
no, I feel you. I feel you. It definitely
So,
does. Um, how was your froth when you stirred?
oh, I thought it was great. I got a lot of froth.
I did too. I got a lot of
Yeah,
froth, but
it's on the
excuse me, it started to like
rim.
it fizzled down and then
Mhm.
like disappeared. Like,
Did
you know what I mean?
Did you stir after?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, mine's still kind of frothy. Like it's leaving it
Yeah,
on the rim and
a little
everything.
bit, yeah. But it was a
So,
lot. Like right in the beginning.
oh, yeah, at first, yeah, no, it was nice and bubbly. So,
Yeah.
um,
This is
yeah, no, this
definitely
one's good.
a different taste to a whiskey and Coke than I'm kind of normal to. It's a little
Yeah.
bit like a lot on that sweeter side, and then it has this weird, funky, like middle to end transition taste. I don't know if you're getting that. Like,
I would say it's a little funky, but then the finish is nice. I
but it's
think,
not bad.
yeah.
And
No, but I
I
agree.
always
There's like
say,
a weird funkiness right there on that. Like you were saying, that transition.
I
But
guess
then
it's
it finish comes through and it's good.
yeah, yeah. I guess when I say funky, I'm just not really picking the words of like what it is. Like I
Yeah.
can't describe um what I'm
Yeah.
picking up, maybe. It's not terrible. It's just like it's a different flavor than I've had in a whiskey and
Agreed.
Coke.
Agreed. I'll be honest. Yeah, it's not my favorite. I definitely prefer more of a bourbon whiskey flavor coming through.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
since this whiskey bourbon flavor is coming through, I gotta give it points for that too because it's not like the Coke is overpowering it or anything like that. It's this whiskey just is kind of sweet. It has that sweet note that is very bold to me, and it comes through with the Coke. So I do gotta say it it's staying true to a good bourbon and Coke, um, in a sense, not the way we probably traditionally like it, but its flavors are holding its own and it's coming out. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what I'll say about it.
I agree with that.
And I'll be honest, it's almost an end of the night type esque whiskey Coke. Kind of sweet, it's gonna be a dessert.
Hmm.
So it's not that sweet, but it's like, oh, I could just, this would be a good nightcap.
Yeah. It's definitely is like a different um bourbon than
Oh, absolutely.
it's like a little bit different of a bourbon than I've had before. Like as far as that, it has a different like characteristic that I'm
Hmm.
really used to in a bourbon.
Yeah.
Um, that
Well,
is
I think we
good.
like the strong, like, we get a lot of that. I want to say bold, but I already used bold for the sweetness for this because the sweetness is bold. It's on your tongue. I guess the whiskey flavors we like are just that, you know, I don't know, strong, um,
Yeah, more like
spice and um,
kind
I
of
don't know
hitting
why
in
I'm
the face a
spacing
little
on it.
bit.
Yeah, and warmth. The warmth we get.
Yeah, the
So
warmth. Yeah. Yep. The mouthfeel on this one, it was a good mouthfeel, but it wasn't super like,
it's not what we go for,
yeah.
kind of thing. It's there, but it's just not as there as I think as we prefer. So,
Yeah. Mm.
oh man. So,
I don't know.
have you watched any Reacher
I
yet?
haven't, man. I've been wanting to check that out.
Oh my gosh, just
Um,
watch it. That's your
I
homework.
know.
You saw the first season, right?
No. Nope.
All right.
No, dude, I got
Homework
so many
time.
shows I'm watching, bro.
Nope. You're cutting those out. You're starting with season one Reacher.
Hold on.
Season two just finished.
Have you seen Peacekeeper?
No, what is that? What's it on?
Um, HBO,
Oh yeah, I don't
HBO
have
Max.
Max.
That one's pretty it's pretty funny.
I'm about to start Continental, so I haven't
Ooh.
started that yet.
Okay, I'll do that with you because I've been wanting to do that and watching it. I'm just afraid Kelsey's gonna want to watch it and then I'll be stuck on her
Oh, dude.
timeline. Ugh.
Michaela said she wanted to watch it, but then every time I bring it up, she doesn't want to watch it. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'm just gonna start it.
I know. So this is what I did to Kelsey tonight because I was like, we've been watching a lot of her stuff because, you know,
Yeah.
and it's fine. It's cool. So tonight she was like, pick whatever you want. So I was like, I remembered that on we have a Apple whatever TV,
Yeah.
and the new um, Band of Brothers, but the like the flying the
Oh,
flight
that movie. Yeah, no, we're gonna watch that. I
that
can't wait.
that came out like they released two episodes tonight. I watched the
Yeah.
first episode,
Okay.
and so I made her watch it, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"What do you told me to pick something?" And so
I'll
I
be
did.
honest.
So
Whenever they
we got to
advertised that,
talk about this.
I thought it was gonna be a movie when they.
No, it's a series.
Yeah, no. Then I looked it up and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a series. But the way
Yeah.
they advertised it seemed like it was gonna be a movie.
Yeah, I totally I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that too, and then Adam was like, "No, dude, this is a series." I was like, "Oh, like the rest of the Band of Brothers, like that?" Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah."
Oh,
So,
well.
anyways, first episode, everybody, I thought it was really good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch more. I'm so into those kind of,
Yeah.
anything related to that, World War II, uh, you know, medieval, anything Viking, like all those kind of
Historical.
historical, um, you know,
Yeah,
shows.
no, I'm the same
I'm
way,
just
man.
into it.
Yeah. You get Vikings, you get medieval type stuff, World War II, World War One, Vietnam, kind of like all those you know old. I like so.
Yeah. They need to make a
Uh,
Vietnam like series.
they need to, other than like what Mash and
Yeah.
isn't there
hmm
another one? But they were
I'm
back in the day.
I mean like the Band of Brothers, they should make a Vietnam kind
Oh,
of version. When
I
that'd be
agree with
great.
that.
That'd be cool.
Oh man, this is honestly as you sip on it, the flavor holds its own. It's still
It still
a good
holds its
sipper.
own, yeah. It's
Um,
still pretty good.
yeah, honestly, I'm actually impressed that it's not getting watered down like I thought it would, and
Mhm.
hasn't lost its flavor. So I'm impressed with that. That's going to kind of help with the score.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Well, what you thinking, man, for score on this?
um, I'll be honest. I've been kind of bouncing around between a 3.8 to a 4 ish. I think I want to go with a 4 just because it holds its flavor very well all the way through. It holds like I know we like a bourbon flavor a certain way, you know.
Yeah.
We like that bourbon flavor coming through. Yeah, this isn't the bourbon flavor we like, but the bourbon flavor that this bottle is comes through, and it holds its own. It stays with you. It's not getting watered down. It's still good to sip. So it's like I kind of want to give it a 4, but it's like personally a 3.8 because it is not the whiskey on the with Coke. I'm going to go for.
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah,
kind of my
I
thought.
yeah, I'm with you there. I think initially I was down to a 3.6
Mhm. Oh,
initially
that was
and
definitely initially.
and then I went up to a 3.8. So I'm at a
Okay,
3.8 right
let's just
now.
do
It's
3.8.
it's gotten better. Like it hasn't like it's been a good whiskey Coke all the way through. It hasn't
Yes.
like fallen off and really changed of flavor at the end of it. It was actually really
Yeah.
held its flavor throughout the whole process. So I can give it props for that. So
Yeah.
3.8. Um,
Yeah. And I think I kept giving it more and more points because I'm like, oh, it's doing this. It did this. It kind of did like our checklist. It's just not the flavors we like, kind of thing. So that's why I was like, I think maybe I should give it a 4 then. You know,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean,
but
it might be
3.8 is respectable.
this might be
It's,
this might be somebody's jam, you know what I mean?
oh,
So
absolutely.
everybody try it. If you like whiskey and cokes and that's your thing, try it. It might be your thing if you really like sweet kind of like whiskey flavor coming through. It has its own kind of style. It's unique to this whiskey for sure. And it's good.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm used to something different. You know what I mean? So I kind
Yeah.
of like something a little bit different, but it's still a good one. So
Oh,
that's my
absolutely.
thoughts. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's good at 3.8. I'll be honest, once we go pour it on the rocks,
on the
I
rocks.
really
Yeah.
hope it doesn't lose its flavor like it did with the water droplets, which I know, I'll be honest, majority of the whiskeys don't lose its flavor like it does with the water droplets, I feel like, whenever we do.
Not
It's
like
usually
that.
kind of the opposite, you know.
Yeah.
It's not the same, or it's not the opposite. It's just not the same as adding water droplets as putting it on the rocks. It's so maybe the flavors are gonna come out. It's gonna be nice and good sipper. And I'm actually curious how it's gonna hold up in ice. Um, this ice kind of melted, but these
Did
are
it?
also the smaller ones.
Yeah. I used the two bigger
Yeah,
cubes together. It worked out pretty good, but
and
they're
then
definitely melted a little bit.
yeah, John Wayne Old Fashioned. Looking forward to it.
I
So
am looking forward to that. That's going to be cool, everybody.
yeah,
So we'll be back. We're going to go pour our whiskey on the rocks.
yeah,
Be back.
back.
All right, everybody. We got our Duke's bourbon on the rocks. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're excited, and Robbie's going to show you the bottle.
Yeah, here it
Um,
is. It's going to be a little whitewashed just because of the
the glare,
lighting and
yeah,
it's a white label. So, but
yeah,
this is a Duke Bourbon, John Wayne. So,
smells great.
hey,
Yeah.
cheers.
Cheers. All
Here
right.
we go.
Yeah.
Just remember that when you do the editing, maybe try to
Okay.
make a good thumbnail. Because I
Okay.
always try to find one where you're not making a dumbass face and I'm not like
Yeah, I
because you'll
hear
be
you.
like laughing and then like looks awesome because your natural laugh and I'm over here like you know so
Dude, this smells great, dude.
oh it smells awesome.
It's smelling better tonight than it did before.
Okay, try it. Okay,
Ooh,
I like that.
I like that. It's got a nice bite.
I
It's
like
a
that a
nice
lot.
bite. Mm, mm. Wow, that is great on the rocks.
Yes. Okay, I
Mm.
like this way. I was
Yeah,
a little
dude.
hesitant
I
last
know.
time
Yeah, we
um
were a little concerned.
because the water droplets it fell off big time. I didn't like
Yeah.
it. But damn, this is
Dang, dude. This
it's
might be the
sweet
way
and
with
it's
this
been sitting
whiskey.
here a while.
Yeah,
The ice
I
is not
know.
getting chewed up
My ice is
whatsoever. So
perfect, dude. And I'm actually using smaller cubes than I normally use.
yeah,
Um, but it's holding up great.
this may have been the way he probably liked to sip his bourbon is on the rocks.
Maybe,
I'm
yeah.
curious. I should look that up. But
Yeah, I wonder if we can find that
wow,
out. You know what we should do? We should just email Dukes.
yeah.
Um,
This is really good. Hasn't lost its flavor. Um, not destroying the ice.
dude, it didn't even make a line in my ice, like barely.
Yeah, there's a crack in my ice, but that's how the ice formed in the ball. Um,
Yeah.
but that's it, and damn near could almost use it for the old fashioned.
I already finished it. It's like I mean, I only poured like an ounce and a half, but
Well,
it was really good. Really good.
3 ounces. I'm better.
Did you really? Oh
Yeah,
man.
I did one. It was funny. I did one. I was like, that is not enough." And I did the second one. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's a little deep. That's a deep pour
Yeah.
there."
I
But it's
think,
good.
yeah, I either do two or ounce and a half, depending on, I don't know, my mood.
Yeah.
Or if I've had drinks
Well,
beforehand.
majority of the time, I just pour. I don't even. I'm sure it's close to probably like 2 ounces, maybe three at the most. But I usually just pour. But I was like curious tonight. And,
Yeah. And this is a really great drink, everybody. Not drink, but whiskey on the rocks. It's super, super holding up.
oh, absolutely. This thing's holding up very nicely.
I just poured a little bit more in there.
Mhm.
Man, really good, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I mean, I would say this is better than neat.
No, absolutely. This is
Um,
its best way to start.
I I would say we gave it a 4 neat. I would say this is at least a 4.2, maybe higher, maybe a 4.3.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning almost 4.4. I thought it was
Were
that
you?
much better.
It is
It
really
holds.
good.
It's not melting nice. The smell was great. Flavors came through very nicely. I love that
You know
real
what? I
sweet, but it was
agree.
like
I
the
think it's a
bourbon came out
4.4.
too.
And the reason why everybody I think is a 4.4 is because it is so important to find like a whiskey that can stay true for a long period of time in the ice, not melt the ice. And that way you can actually sip it for a little while and you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it getting kind of like watered down and not as good tasting, like super quick, right? So like that is very
yeah.
important to me when I'm drinking um my whiskey on the rocks because I don't want to sit there and have to chug it. Like I want to sit
Hmm.
there and like enjoy it and like sip on it and just kind of enjoy the whole flavor and the everything. So
Yeah, agreed.
very important. I agree. 4.4. We'll go
We
ahead.
we yeah, we've been going like we poured it. It's been about 14 minutes, and it held up very nicely. And honestly, I could have, if it wasn't so good, and we were doing the podcast, I could have let it sit in there a little bit longer, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
That ice cube is damn near brand new almost. It looks like so. Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out. It's definitely the best way. I'm excited now. Um, I'm I'm re-energized to try it on as an old fashioned. I was nervous coming in with the on the rocks tonight. I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be
Yeah.
good. I don't know. Maybe that was why it's so good because I came in thinking it wasn't gonna be good. So,
Yeah, man. I
um,
know. I thought the same thing. Like just mentally, I was kind of preparing myself for it to be watered down very quickly.
mhm.
And dude, we're always wrong. You know
Yeah,
that?
I thought it was gonna
We're
lose its flavors,
like the
and
first and it like a lot of times we sometimes we're right, but like a lot of times like we are actually incorrect on how the whiskey is actually going to perform.
yeah, and honestly, I think it is. I think on the rocks is just such a wild card.
Hmm.
Because sometimes it's
It's a wild card. Well, totally,
because we're like, oh,
totally.
this is going to hold up very well on the rocks, and then it just loses all its flavor.
Yeah,
And this one was the one I thought it would lose its flavor. I really
me
did.
too.
And those sweet notes we were getting last week, I was like, I don't think it's going to translate well over to on on ice and everything, and it did. It translated well.
It translates well, and it has like a different, almost a different taste to it too. It has like a almost like a bready, like like a trying to think of the word, but like I guess rye-ish, but like baking spice, but bread, like
Yeah,
kind
it
of
definitely gets
like
some
a
kind of
very
spot. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree with that. I agree with
It's
that.
different than it was, on the
Yes.
neat. Anyways, you ready to move to old fashioned?
Yeah. Let's uh let's do it.
All right, bro. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. We got our Duke Old Fashioned here, and I know we talked about we were going to do the John Wayne Duke, or that's what they called it, right?
Yeah.
The John Wayne Old Fashioned.
Yep.
So Cody didn't have time this week really to go get the sugar cubes. I didn't have time the day I had time. I didn't have enough time because the traffic. So ended up we both just was like, screw it, we'll do our normal old fashioned, save that for another day. So, but
We
yeah,
will do that, dude. One of these days we're gonna do an Instagram live and just
yeah, we need to.
wing it.
So, but
All right, everybody.
hey, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Good smell. Okay.
Ooh,
I like it. I like it.
man, that good little like this recipe, this
Yeah.
whatever that is, it comes through the old fashioned even.
This is actually surprising. I didn't think tonight was going to be its night. So,
No, I didn't either. Man, this is good.
second drink. Damn. Yeah. No, this is good. Definitely think we're drinking the best two ways tonight. So,
Mm. Yeah, it's hitting. It's hitting good.
yeah.
That, re-
All the flavors come out great. The
that j-
sweetness that you get with neat really comes through on the rocks and now the old fashioned.
Dude, I love the aftertaste in
Yes.
my mouth.
Uh,
It's really good.
This may be one of the better aftertastes that we've gotten out of an old fashioned.
Yeah, surprising. I'm very surprised. I didn't really think this was going to be one of those like, you
Yeah.
know,
And
and it's
this is
different.
not like overly sweet or anything. It's
No.
not like, oh, this is a dessert old fashioned. Which one was that we had recently? That was kind of more of a dessert. Was that the Kirkland? It's like super
Um,
sweet, or was that
the,
the early times?
I don't know. The
It was one recently. It was like, oh, this is a little sweet.
Oh, it was
So
the Santan rye, right?
that's what it was. I think it was. Uh, I just
Let me,
listened to that too.
I
So
did
I don't
too.
know.
We didn't. I know we didn't like the rye, that one that much
Yeah,
in the old fashioned.
I want to,
Um,
dude. I want to say because it was like recent that we recorded it. I want to say it was maybe the Kirkland. It was just like overly sweet or something. It was like a dessert. We couldn't have another one. We were talking about
what was the bourbon we did before ammunition? Well, that was the blind episode,
bourbon.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Man,
Either way,
it's been a while. It's been a while. We
this.
we put out a lot of episodes in the last like little bit here, everybody.
Yeah,
We were
but
backlogged from last year of ones we did last year that were just kind of we just didn't
getting out now.
I didn't have time to get to. Um, and then we've been I got time, so I was able to just hammer down and get a bunch done, and we've been releasing them like quickly. Like this week, we released two. We released Ammunition Rye and Santan Rye
Santan
this week. Both
within
great
a week. Yeah,
ryes. Everybody. Um,
yeah,
different strengths, totally different ryes, but they were both good in their own ways.
and they were both aged in wine barrels, different wine barrels, but
Different wine barrels, yeah.
um, gosh, what was Santan aged in?
Madeira,
We talked about, yeah, and then
uh,
ammunition rye was
Pinot Noir,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I never can say
um,
those.
Pinot Noir
Yeah,
or whatever.
those wine, names, different wines.
Man, this is good. I'm enjoying this. Again, ice holds up very well. Gosh, I
I
think
know,
this
dude.
is the thing I like the most about it.
It's
You could use this ice multiple times.
you know I know temperature, like it's nice and cool outside. Like
Yeah,
it's not hot. So that does play a factor. So it does have that on its side. It is wintertime, everybody. So it might be different if it was summertime, but even though for winter, it's still holding up really good, like compared to other
yeah, because
ones.
we've
Yeah.
had whiskeys in the winter that just melt the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
wow, Duke, um, coming in good, coming in strong. So
Yeah. I like it.
alrighty, I already
Let's see
wrote down my score.
what do you got? I bet you were
I
tied. I
four
bet
point
you were
four. 4.4.
what?
It's good.
Yeah. Can you see it?
It's all whitewashed.
Yeah.
So
It's 4.4. Everybody.
yeah,
Um, just really good.
yeah,
Nothing wrong with it. It's not spectacular, but it's like really, really good. And it's a 30, 35, $40 bottle, depending on where you get it. Um, how much did you pay, Robbie?
Yeah, it was about $35, $32,
Okay.
32.99. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, about a $35 bottle most of the time. In most areas, probably. You might get up in the 40s if they're marking it up a little bit, probably, you know, but solid bottle. Um, I'll recap real quick. We have
Yeah.
neat. We gave it a 4 overall. I mean, 4, just normal 4, both of us. And then Coke, we gave it a 3.8. So it fell off a little bit. Coke, it was really very sweet. That was my notes on it. So it
Yeah.
was, if you like really sweet, it might be your jam. But it was a little sweet for us, but 3.8
I
still a
may have
really
been
good
thinking of,
score.
yeah, I may have been thinking about that, about the really sweet. It may have been from last week whenever we did Coke.
Yeah, that might
So,
be what you were thinking.
yeah.
On the ice, everybody. I actually still think this is my favorite way personally, even though we gave the
Yes.
same score for old fashioned. Um, just the old fashioned was really good, 4.4. But the on the ice is my personal favorite. I can't believe that it was that good. I
Yeah.
still think,
Just ease of how convenient it is to just pour it on the rocks. On the rocks is the best way, but old fashioned's right there too. If you're if I have everything out, I'm gonna probably make it and drink it that
yeah,
way. But
for
honestly,
sure.
for conveniency, just grabbing a bottle and a glass of ice, definitely going to be hands down the way I drink it the most of the time. So
Yeah. I mean, and the neat score may be better. It opened up a little bit better. Like me and Robbie were
yeah,
talking
it,
about
it
this
did.
morning or a little bit earlier. And the smell was a little bit better. It was a little different than we smelt it the other day. And you know, anyways, so 4 point,
Honestly, I think the key is to get it down a little bit in the bottle versus just opening it because I just opened mine,
yeah.
um, and let it get some oxygen for about a few days before the podcast, but almost a week, and then you were about a few weeks, so open.
Yeah, it might only had like I only took like a couple sips out of it.
But
So
I
it
feel
was
like once you sip it down and it's open.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah, it definitely I feel like the more air gets in there, it opens up. I feel like it
Yeah,
does definitely have an effect on the whiskey for sure.
agreed. And so, with all that being said, Cody running through those scores, overall, this got a 4.15. So we round up to a 4.2 with that score,
Damn.
and
It came
4.2, I
back,
think,
dude.
is it came back strong. You had a 3.8, and then two 4.4s back to back. It's definitely surprising because I did not expect tonight to be its way. I thought neat was
I
going to be
didn't
the
either.
best way, and I thought it was all going to be like 3.8, maybe 4 again, or even drop down. I literally was thinking that, and I was like,
Same here, dude.
yeah.
I was actually kind of
So
like, damn, this might be a little bit of a bummer night.
yeah,
Like,
but no, this
no,
strong
everybody,
came out
at least,
fucking swinging.
yeah, at least for what our opinion, our palate, we enjoyed it definitely tonight.
Definitely.
So,
Um, with that being said, our next episode, we will be doing Cody's birthday whiskey. And right now, it is going to be Penelope Toasted. And we're just kind of Cody's waiting on me. I need to go see what the price is. If it's too much, what was your second pick?
it was old pepper bottled and bond
Oh,
bourbon.
yes, yes. And you didn't you say you almost would rather do that one? It
I
was
would
kind of a
rather
toss up for you.
I would rather do that one just because I'm really into Old Pepper. I
Yeah.
think that's my favorite distillery actually right now. Um,
1776, can't go
yeah,
wrong with that. So
I like all the other ones. the bottled and bond bourbon, Old Pepper was my favorite sipper last year. It was on our end of the year episode 2023.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, that's my pick. If you can get it. I don't know if you can or not, but
I think I can, but I am going to be checking out. I'll be going to the liquor store tomorrow. Penelope Toasted still. So
that one's kind of pricey. I mean, even for me out here, it was like $65 after tax.
it's
So
gonna be like $85 for me.
dude, I can imagine it's probably gonna be like $85 for you. And if it
Yeah.
is, dude, we can do something else because
So
there's a lot that I am down to do. You know what I mean? I don't. It's not a big deal. So
yeah. So yeah. Next episode, stay tuned. Cody's birthday one. We'll be going to go ahead and reviewing that. And after that, we got St. Patty's Day is right after your birthday. We may almost not jump right into that. So
yeah,
I forgot. So, but we got a lot of episodes, a lot of whiskeys that we wanted to do. So
we're gonna have two St. Patty episodes because we didn't post last year for St. Patty's. So we're gonna
yes.
have two, hopefully this year to kind of get
Yeah.
two more
Hey,
Irish
cheers,
whiskeys.
everybody.